Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about oil cleansing, the magic of oil cleansing. It doesn't have to be used as just a pre-cleanser to remove makeup. We can use it as our cleanser and that be the single step cleanser. So I'm going to show you how. We're going to talk about the pros and cons. It's definitely highly recommended to not use a stripping cleanser that usually has sulfates in it and foaming capabilities and things that are going to disrupt and destroy our moisture barrier and compromise our skin's microbiome. All of that, especially with really harsh cleansers with alpha hydroxy acids and scrubs, it's going to be taking all of our protective mechanisms away, which advances the aging process. So if we're feeling like our skin is dull and dry, scaly, lackluster, just not receptive to the moisturizers that we're using, oil cleansing is going to be the game changer. It's a single step process. We only need to do it once a day, and I think that's a really big misconception with cleansing. They want us to cleanse 2-3 times a day, especially if we have skin conditions, and it's really quite the opposite. If we're having dryness, if our skin is dull, that means that our moisture barrier is disrupted, and that means we need to put some nutrients back into the skin. A lot of times people are guilty of over cleansing, over scrubbing, over using acids, over exfoliating, using their Clarisonic, taking hot showers. All of those things collectively take a toll on our moisture barrier. And if we're doing those things day after day and sometimes twice a day, it's advancing the aging process. Our moisture barrier is not only, again, this protective mechanism, it will, when it's intact, it really slows down the aging process. So in a perfect oil cleanser, we're looking for organic, we're looking for mild, we're looking for something that doesn't even have a lot of aromatherapy fragrances mentioned in the ingredient list. So this Skintuitive RX Mild Cleansing Lotion, it's an oil cleanser through and through. It has cleansing capabilities. So in other words, you have to trust that even though you don't have that super squeaky clean feeling like a foaming cleanser would produce, this you have to trust that it's going to remove all of the sebaceous toxic debris, all the buildup. Really good at removing makeup, and again, we don't have to over cleanse and over strip the moisture barrier. So easy oil cleansing is going to consist of wet skin. You can do this in the shower, or you can do this by the sink at the end of the day. I'm just going to apply my oil cleanser almost like I'm applying an oil serum. Nice little circular motions. If you have makeup to remove, you can use a nice soft cloth. Sometimes a disposable cloth is recommended if you don't want to get your drains clogged up. I know I use a lot of oils on my hair and my skin and my whole body, and I do have to use Drano, every couple months or so. So we're gonna get our towel wet, or we're gonna be in the shower. We're gonna use lukewarm water, not hot water. Simple removal process, and at the end it's okay if we have a little residual oil on. It's going to be a nice vehicle or activator for our next step serum. And it's obvious that we don't want to get oil cleanser, oil of any kind into our eyes, but there is nothing better for a mascara, an eyeshadow, a primer, a long-lasting mascara removal with an oil cleanser. And so I just basically would dab it onto the area, let it sit for a moment, keep my eye closed, and just kind of pull down, and then change my little area, pull outward, and then I'll run my little eye area under the water on each side, and we're good to go. So with this oil cleansing technique, you're gonna notice that you just have this all the time glow. You'll notice that fine lines around the eyes are just gonna be softer. Pore size will actually shrink. When we're regularly using oils, the coolest thing is that certain oils will mimic our own sebum production. And so what that means, if you're like me and at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you just have this heavy film of grease that you can almost scratch off your skin. With oil cleansing, it regulates our oil production. When we get dried out by cleansers, it triggers our tissue to just overproduce oil and overcompensate because it's being traumatized. So if you want to turn around a dull skin situation, you want to have optimal radiance, nice soft exfoliation, insurance that your makeup is going to go on super smooth, put the aging process on pause, and just have this everyday glow, oil cleanse it up.